but I'm ready for adventure. So.
Man, I hope I can do any kind of good with this. I I'm over 12 hours into this right now. Uh,
Well, I'll try not to be too hard on you, but I know how D&D goes. I'm sure you have some plan set, or at least some idea of where things will go, and we'll end up going
yes.
in a completely different direction, even if we're not trying to. But
I mean, it's a one shot. So hopefully
yeah,
you go
yeah.
at least in partially the direction that I'm pointing. Because
I just
otherwise,
I just I'm not going to be like a murder hobo munchkin or something. So
I appreciate that. Alright.
Hello again.
Welcome back. Super fast. You were not wrong.
see, let me try video.
Okay,
I sang Disney songs the whole time.
good. I'm gonna see.
Ooh, that's a little bright.
We have Nasarian. Yes, good. Hello! We see you. Well, I
Ah,
see
there we
you.
go.
Let's.
Getting set up here. See, let me get a little more cosplay and a little less ceiling fan.
It's a game I've been playing all day. Ooh, eat your party members, also a good option. What was I gonna do? Let's. Can I do that? Does that show it? Yes.
And I'm gonna get that
Good.
fan pointed at me. It's now just blowing at the wall. Ugh, I'll be right back.
Yes.
Maybe I should cosplay.
Do you have time?
I play a hairy naked man.
That one?
No.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright. It is on stream. Let's switch back over here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. You're on stream now. Everyone can see that amazing cosplay. I am going to step away for just a moment. Oh, wait. I think I have to
Okay,
hit
I'm
OK
back.
first. Okay.
Feels like people are leaving for snacks.
Yes. You are on stream, by the way, visible to
Okay.
all viewers.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully, people made it and were able to get here from Instagram. I was trying to get a link out. It's been kind of a crazy day. I think some people might have thought it was canceled. It's not. I was just concerned if I was going to make it
Oh,
because
no.
how long the internet install took.
Fair. I'm gonna need one more.
But yeah, no, it was all it all worked out. They installed fiber internet about 20 minutes ago and left, and now I can join for this.
20 minutes, that's plenty of time.
Yeah, yeah, it worked out just fine. I was going to I had half a mind to try to put on like my hood and my armor and everything, but no, I've had a long day. I'm like, you know what? I'm going with casual
Yes.
Drake Warden Ranger. I'm not gonna worry about, you know.
Yeah. Much
Yeah.
more than that. That's too much. That's too much.
It is too damn much.
All right.
Only so
So
much you can take.
I think you guys look okay there. So I am going to step away for just a moment.
Great.
You guys can go ahead and talk amongst
All right,
yourselves.
we'll take it from here.
Please don't get me banned.
Won't do anything you wouldn't do.
Have you been watching any of this? Do you know what I wouldn't do?
I haven't had internet all day.
In about 2 hours, I'm shaving my head. Come on. Okay, be right back.
Well, I'm part of this now. Better late than never. Oh, I should pull up my character sheet. I actually put that on my phone here. Hang on, guys. I got this app called Reroll. I don't know if you can see on camera. Oh, yeah, and I've got my character sheet just here on my phone. Made it pretty easy. Whew. How are you guys doing?
Fine. I have no idea who you are.
I'm I'm Josh. My character is Zyron. Either way, I'll half elf ranger join the party. I met Silent on Facebook actually a few months ago, and I think she found like some cosplay pictures I posted, and somehow we got to talking about D&D and invited me to join. So
Nice.
I have no idea who you guys. I know Brett kind of. We talked a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Word Merchant. I used to be do a lot of streaming with Silent. Um, I'm not as involved in the online communities, I don't think. I've been DM. I mostly DM D&D. I've been doing that for like 15 years.
Nice, nice.
I like making funny voices. It's a hobby of mine.
That'll come in handy here.
Yes, I've been particularly obnoxious accent. It'll be great.
Oh, you have one in mind. Okay.
Oh yeah. My character's name is the All-Seeing Abracadanic.
That isn't. That's quite a name. We'll have to come up with a nickname for you. Danik, maybe.
That would be easier.
It might be. unless he's like one of those characters that's like, no, I shall only be addressed by my full name and nothing else.
I mean, he may be that character, but none of you should listen to that kind of behavior.
Yeah, I'll see how much I can put up with.
Fair enough.
Myself, I've been playing D&D since I want to say about 2010. Very on and off with it though. I tend to play it if I'm lucky, like once or twice a year. Unfortunately, not as much as I'd like. But, you know, enough that I'm seasoned at this point. The last game we played was last year. I was actually the dungeon master, and before that, my friend had been hosting a game. Campaign went on for I want to say about 5 months, and we, traded seats. My character went off, did something else. I took over as DM, and unfortunately, all my players, life things happened, and well, it just kind of disbanded. So I
Yep.
haven't played D&D since fall last year.
Nice. It's a while.
It's good to be back. That is a while. That is definitely a while. It's good to be back.
Have you have you encountered a lot of? Have you played with a lot of different DMs? I've noticed that every single one has like a whole different concept of what the game is.
I've played with a handful. I would say 4 or 5 at this point. And yeah, every single one does. You get some that very much have like a very technical style. They're very focused on like the combat and statistics. I've had ones that are, myself included, very story based, and the combat almost becomes like a second thing to that.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone, it's like reading a book. Every author has their own writing style.
Yes. Yes. I just always think that's very interesting. I don't know. It's such a wide. There's such a variety of joy people can derive from D&D. Really
Very much so. Yeah, everyone kind of people kind of find their tribe, I guess you could say. One second here.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings. Oh, did you bring some for the group? That actually reminds me. I have seen they have candy dice. These aren't candy dice, but they do have edible candied like D&D dice. That is a thing. I kind of want them.
They're pretty bad. They're not tasty. If we're talking about the ones in the red canister,
It's probably a party trick type of thing, not something you're just gonna sit and snack on, but more like you're gonna freak people out by just eating your D20 in front of everyone.
I think
Dice jail. No. Dice.
hello, I'm in Australia. All right. Back.
Oh, you're in Australia.
No, I was upside down briefly.
Oh well,
I'm
I
quiet.
bought that. I bought that way too quickly.
Am I still very quiet? I've had issues sometimes with this mic not being quite in the right spot. Better. Alrighty.
There you go. I can hear you fine.
agree to disagree on that one.
It's a forgivable offense.
I'll try and forgive you this time.
Better not happen again. Oof.
That was short-lived.
That was
right
an
there.
arrow to the knee.
So you're eating your D&D party's food now? Uh-huh. Call the quartermaster.
Could you roll for initiative, please?
Do I need to go grab physical dice?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good question. Are we rolling physical or are we just doing the chat bot? Okay. Keep us honest. Okay. Fine.
Oh, I'll
Can
call
do.
them out. Be like, yes, natural one. So ready.
Let me get my chat bot going. Or not chat bot. Okay.
Oh, that's not the command. What's the command?
That's a good question. It's I saw it earlier in the chat, way earlier. See if I can find it. For the dice rolling?
It's,
Okay.
Okay, I'll just drop it in the chat for you guys, sir.
Which one are we rolling in?
So for instance, I think that'll work.
I mean, which channel?
Oh, whoops. Oh. I see. So like this. One d20. You can actually list the number of dice you're going to roll.
I don't think Dice Maiden is in our
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
one shot.
Well, Dice Maiden is in the chat room. Listening to /roll is what it says.
Is that like a different command maybe that set it off? I might have to fix that.
That's so much to ask. Just a 27-sided dice.
No, I've tried it there.
Murphy's Law.
Dice Maiden Brokey.
Let's see if I can. There we go.
There we go. Okay, /roll's working.
Alright.
What are the odds?
1956.
It's a top tier roll to start with. Get those out of the way early, DM. Please use all your natural 56s right now.
Does that hit? What's your AC again?
I think a natural
Sure, I'm
56
just testing
always
it.
hit.
I would think so too.
Ah, yes. The average rolls have begun. I rolled a 2-digit number, probably my only one of the night.
Oh, do we? Sorry, we use slash roll to roll the dice then. It's slash roll now. Okay, got it. I was just testing it out here.
Is there a way to get our names permanently showing? Because I'm going to forget everyone's name. Also,
Yeah,
change your name in Discord as your character name. Just, I'm gonna forget everyone's name.
yeah. Let me change my character name if that's possible
Yep.
on here.
Right click your name in Discord. Go to what is it? Edit server profile. You can set your name just for this server.
Oh, yep, I see you right here. There we go. There we go. Now I got my character's name up. The all-seeing Africa Danik.
That's his stage name. His real name is the All-Seeing Eternal of the Seven Spheres, Abracadanic.
I don't know what to say.
Then make no sound. I am lost. I am found. Les Mis party one over here. Don't worry about it. Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Ironic.
It's what we call a misnomer. Seems that way. It wasn't too big. More food. More food. I mean, it's working for me.
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Bomb, bomb, bomb. So can the stream hear us? Hey, Cold Rolled Steel, can you hear me? Just wait 15 to 20 seconds and I'm sure he'll tell us.
Words,
I should
words,
probably
words.
pop out your stream chat.
Words, words, words.
I mean, we hear you.
It seems okay now. Man, that's
Can
weird.
your stream hear you?
I think so. Once again, based on my little dials. Screen is frozen for the players. Yes, it is. I believe that's because I need to do this. I think keeping this open will help. Gonna do that.
We'll be right back.
Sure. Technical difficulties. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was muted. Like, my mic was muted, but they could hear me, so this is extra weird.
You must have a different mic set up for that audio.
Yeah, it must be different for Discord. Now I'm wondering which is better. Which should I be using?
Anyone else looking over their character sheet trying to just have everything in their head?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Spoiler, I did not look. There we go. I did not look at any of your character sheets. I'm sure they're right. I trust you guys.
Our first mistake.
Probably so. Okay, I want to try
I
something.
returned.
Welcome back.
There we go. You good to be here.
You guys can hear me okay right now.
Yes.
And we love every second of it.
I'm going to guess that was a no, you couldn't hear me. Okay, so we're good.
No, we can.
Can
I
hear
mean,
you.
I hear you.
I asked again if you could hear me, and none of you answered. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing
Oh.
that means I finally got it switched to...
Right. No.
All tried. Okay. You didn't hear me, so you all fail your Constitution saves.
Oof.
Okay.
I saw this coming.
Going to try again. I'm going to start talking and then randomly turn off the mic. And
We can hear you.
did
No,
that
we can't.
You cut off. Yeah.
that cut off?
Yep.
Perfect. That was supposed to cut off. Because it cut off, it means we have the right mic attached, and that means I can lean in very close if I need to.
Ooh, ASMR DM.
Okay, good. We're set then. We're set. Are we ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Whenever you want.
Yes.
It is 2:34 stream time when D&D starts. All right. You have all arrived in the dusty town of Clearwater. You have been called here by various patrons who have asked you to come find out and investigate the source of a magical anomaly that has been occurring in the area. You're all here by different ways, different routes, with the exception of Chandri and Danik. Both of you have been sent by the same wealthy patron, Lord Honeybuns. He is very interested. It's true. He is very interested in what might be causing this. So he has sent two of his favorite. He never calls you minions to your face, but he sent two of his favorites to go check it out. For the other two of you, Philran and is it Zyron?
It is Zyron. Yeah.
Zyron. Let's see. Philran, I know you had been sent by a member of your group that you work with to investigate to find out if it could be harnessed in any sort of way. Zyron, did you have any particular affiliation?
I don't. I think it was just that I was looking for work and came across this job and was hired for it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. So you were actually hired by Clearwater themselves. It's been a wild ride for them, and they would like things cleared up. So you have all arrived in town. Zyron, you were here beforehand when you found this quest. The rest of you came here because of it. So, it is, let's say, early evening. Aw, kitty!
Gatto.
I know, Midna, there was a kitty on stream, but you don't get to chase the kitty. Let's see if she'll come up.
I think we found the source of the magical energy.
No, you can't have my cauliflower. Do you want to come up? Do you want to say hi to the people on stream? No, you don't. Come here. Midna, come on. Fine. Jeezy queasy. Now, do you want to come up?
Beeline betrayal early in the evening.
She doesn't care about me. She just wants my food.
Sounds like a cat.
In this case, it's a dog.
Oh.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I bet if I talk to her. Hey, you're pretty calm. You want to come up? You want to say hi? No, she doesn't. Whatever. Fine. We're going to move on. Sorry. Hello, Moonmecca. Welcome to the stream. All right. So, you enter the Gilded Glass, the only tavern in this not very big town.
You are muted.
Am I?
Yeah, we only heard we entered the tavern and
And you are muted again.
Freck. Okay. Sorry, I think you came in at the end of my swearing there. How about now?
Can hear you.
Yes? Good.
I hear you.
Good. Okay. So, you enter the Gilded Glass, the only tavern in this very small town. How would you like to proceed?
Might I suggest we start with a drink?
Always a good place to start.
Yeah, I'll take a whiskey.
Sure.
Do you have any fine wine?
Well, we run it through a sieve before we serve it.
I guess whatever the finest whiskey is, I'll take that.
We only have one kind, but we'll clean the glass first.
Excellent.
I request the finest ichor from the seventh land, salted with no ice.
Ale on tap.
You get your ale on tap. They clean the whiskey glass. They serve that. Get the other whiskey. You didn't see them clean it, so you can only assume. And then for the seventh world, whatever, the bartender kind of turns around and looks at the bottles on the counter, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good enough, and pours you one of those.
Does he salt it and put no ice?
There is, like, he sprinkles some salt into it. Hope that's what you wanted. The beverage that he has given you is a sickly sweet and now slightly salty beverage.
My character takes it and walks backwards, doing this.
My character raises an eyebrow and sips like this.
I chugged mine down. Just
I
real
will
quick.
go ahead and enjoy my drink.
For all their talk, it's actually not too bad. Certainly not the worst you've had.
My character is drinking his drink like soup.
Is that with a spoon?
It's like this.
No, just like slurping it.
Every time.
It doesn't rattle the frame of your mouth. It's not real alcohol.
Shall we find a table to discuss this at?
Please,
I think it's
please.
best.
Okay, I think we're gonna go meander and find a table to sit down at.
Perfect. There are plenty of them.
One in the corner, maybe, I guess.
Sure, why not? Sounds good.
My character again walks backwards, doing this to get to the table. Oh, he's wearing a big turban that looks like it's partially round up in the remains of a mullet. And he's clearly very balding, so it's just the mullet part.
So
What's his look?
that raises an interesting point. Would you all like to describe your characters?
I'll let everyone else go first. You can tell by looking at me.
So I am a drow cleric. Short white hair. I've got on a black and purple coat, and underneath some kind of nice leather armor. It's kind of weaved. Nothing really too remarkable. I've got gloves on my hands, black gloves, and I've got on the right side of my face. There is a ceramic mask covering like right down through here, all around here. But the other side of my face is just not. And my name is I'm Philrain Devar. Like I said, I'm a cleric, so yeah.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Master Devar. I am the foxbred Chandru Winthrop. It is so good to meet a fine man like yourself, a great elf here among the people. He has a light brown fur coming down onto his vulpine face, kind of a red brown, slight ears perking up on top, and he is just covered in tools of various types. He has a bandolier with all sorts of equipment on it. He is the worst kind of steampunk person you see at a Renaissance fair.
I believe you mean best.
I mean, I am the best of them, but I mean, when you're not expecting, you're just like, ah!
So, my character is wearing a that looks like at one point it was white. What appears to be stars drawn in on with coal.
My character is a lanky-looking human-ish human. You think he's a human, but it's a little hard to tell with the face. Kind of got a gaunt face, a long face, and he is not an attractive person. He's scarred in ways that make it look like something he was doing was heavy manual labor at some point in his life. He's heavily bald. He has a burn on the side of his face, and he's wrapping his hair mullet into around a turban, kind of holding it in place, holding his hair and the turban in place. Based on what you've encountered with him, he seems to talk a lot without saying anything. But he has some skill, just not as much as he seems to pretend. That would be a safe assumption with an inside roll of 2. The Lord Honeybuns seems quite interested in his pack of, what they call Taroka cards. That is a unique idea and not stolen. His readings with Taroka cards. That isn't really physical, but there you go.
My character is a half elf. He's a ranger. You can kind of tell by looking at him. He's very, very skilled with a bow. He's actually wearing some leather armor, not like quite how I'm dressed now. I did sort of a casual version of him for this, but yeah, he is wearing armor. He has a bow on his back. He has a curved blade on his side. He's a very easygoing guy, a little bit kept to himself though. A little on the serious side, a bit quiet, tall, human-looking, a bit elvish-looking as well. You know, you can, like I said, you can pretty much tell by looking at me. Yeah. We'll learn more as time goes on. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
What will we know with an inside roll of 2?
Probably exactly what he just said. I think.
Fair enough.
I think that's yeah. Yeah. All right. So, when you all came in, the bartender, like, he took a look at you. He's like, "Oh, you guys must be here for the anomaly." And-
As a matter of fact, we are. Do you have any insights for us?
It's coming from the lab. And he, like, thumbs one direction towards the edge of town.
Well, that was easy.
Where's this dog? Which dog
Not
is
not
corrupting him?
it's not a dog, it's a lab, it's a laboratory. Or
I knew that.
What was
Sorry,
being
not to
done
make
at
fun.
the laboratory?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what was being done at the laboratory?
Well, I know those 2 weirdo magic guys have been doing stuff out there. I don't know what they're trying to do. But they've been out there.
Has anything strange been happening around here in town?
Yes. Very yes.
Do tell.
So, over the last 2 days, 3 people have sprouted extra eyeballs. For example, been a few other strange things going on. We keep getting paper. Just keeps showing up. Don't know where it comes from.
That
So
sounds highly useful.
I mean,
So
You could sell it.
yeah,
Sell
but
parchment in bulk.
it's not very good paper, and
Run a
it-
paper mill.
it keeps spontaneously combusting.
between the 3 who are growing extra eyeballs, how many extra eyeballs are they growing?
Across the 3 of them, there have been 5.
And are they coming in symmetrically? Where are they?
No, they just kind of appear in places. Places that don't seem to make sense. One of them that got just one extra eyeball, like it's overlapping their left eye a little bit.
Do you know where we could find these people with the extra eyeballs and speak to them?
Yeah, most of the time, Jim's out. He's out in the fields. It's getting kind of late. I'm not sure if he's still out now. But I don't know. You might find him.
It come out with the. I really must see this aberrant man.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
You can go look for him.
Where does he live besides the field? I assume the field is not his home, for he is not a rabbit.
As a side note, out of character, your patron is a rabbit, by the way. Lord Fluffy Buns? Yeah, definitely a rabbit.
That explains a lot. I was interpreting Fluffy Buns very differently.
Yeah, I think he's in one of the farmhouses out there. I'm not sure which one's his.
Oh, we could go knocking on doors, I suppose.
That should be fun.
Trick or treat.
Oh, do you have any extra eyes for me?
Yes, I'm quite interested in one as well, preferably in the middle of my forehead. I hear that works good on the stage.
I don't think you get to pick where they go.
Was there anything, if I may, that caused these people to grow extra eyes, whereas others did not? Did they do something differently? Go somewhere differently? Eat
Not
or
that-
drink something?
Not that we've seen. Poor little Malik. He's the one that got 3 extra eyes. After all the things, like the first time he developed one, he stopped doing everything that he had done that day for fear that he had manifested it. And then 3 days later grew another one, so he stopped doing all that stuff too. And then
Poor
about
child.
12 hours later got the 3rd. It's been rough. I think he's left
Sounds like
town.
Are they all men folk?
All local, you mean?
The eye carriers. Those blessed with additional eyes, the eye carriers.
Are they all what kind of folk?
Folk.
Just folk. Are they all folk? Yes.
What is their ancestry?
Oh. I don't know. Generally humanish.
Aren't we all?
No.
Oh,
Touche. Touche. Must be the elf speaking.
Nah, I don't know their exact ancestry. Haven't really followed the genealogies.
Well, gentlemen, might I suggest that we finish our drinks and go to the fields?
Yes, I think that would be best. I've seen there will be answers there. But I know not. But I know not which questions.
so who was the other one? You said that there were 3 people. Jim, Malik. Malik had 3 extra eyes, and you said that there were a total of 5. So Jim has 1 extra eye, and somebody else has an extra eye. Who is this other person?
It was Tonathy.
Honestly.
Though
And which one left town again?
Malik, the one with 3.
Now, how long has it been since the other 2 have gotten the eyes? Malik, you said it was over a span of 12 hours, I believe.
It was over the span of like 6 days, 6.5 days. He got one 3 days later, got another. Oh no, I guess it was like 3.5 days. Got one 3 days later, got another 12 hours after that. Tonathy, I haven't seen his. He says he has another one. He's not willing to show it because of where it is, he says. So I don't know with certainty if he actually has one or if he's just trying to play it up.
You think he's looking for attention?
That could be.
I guess we'll know when we find him.
And do you happen to have any more of that fantastic paper?
No, I don't keep it here. Too many flammable things.
Curse it. Where can I get some?
I mean, depending on if you're quick enough, you might just find some lying in the street.
We can keep an eye out for it.
Too soon.
I think with that, I'm definitely finished with that drink. So my character's gonna get up and start heading out.
I'm ready to go as well.
All right.
To the
You know,
field.
do you mind if I pay you with a reading?
Oh, we almost forgot to pay.
Oh,
Here, let me give you a quick read. Pull out my tarot deck. Yes, yes, okay, that's the field, and that's misery, and that's death. You're going to die of leprosy in 12 days. Bye.
Charming.
okay. So you guys
Alright.
leave the tavern.
Yes, I think we're headed to the fields.
Could I get a perception check from each of you?
Sure, let me get... Hang on one sec.
That'll be a yes, perfect. That natural one will be a total of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 17 with 3 wisdom, which is 20.
Nice.
I rolled a 5, but I have a +3 modifier on it, coming out as 8.
You can add the modifier when you
Yeah, if you want, you
No.
can say the slash roll 1d20 plus 3, and it will add
Got it.
everything
I'll
for
do
you.
that next time. Okay, I'll do that next time.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Philrain and Danik. Welcome back, Kate. As you guys are walking away from the tavern, heading towards the field, you hear some voices behind you. You can't quite make out what they're saying. Sounds like it's coming from inside the tavern. And as you turn to look, you see the barkeeper walking out, and he shouts back inside, "I don't have time for this! I've got 12 days!" And he slams the door and leaves.
Huh. He's got 12 days. What does he have 12 days about?
Before he
Yes,
dies.
leprosy.
Yeah,
As the cards foretold. You're muted, I think.
I am?
Oh, maybe not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can see your face in the video stream and it's behind, so let me just minimize that.
That makes sense. I just realized I actually have a bag of dice right here, so if I need to make any secret rolls, every single one of these is a d10. What the hell, dice? What are you doing to me?
hard to roll a natural 20 on a D10. It'll only go well.
I've done it before, but once, and it was in the future.
I've got a nice small d6. Is this seriously just a bag of all of his crap dice?
Didn't sound good. Yeah, he knows. I saw him. Glad we're on the same page there.
Oh, here we go. No, that's a D30. Whatever. This bag is useless. All right.
Well, there go hers.
Where did you learn to roll dice, lady?
This isn't. Oh wait, I have my dice back here.
She's been playing too much World of Darkness. Give her a break.
Oh yeah, right. Like I play World of Darkness. Oh, midnight. I'm sorry. Okay. That was Dice's dice collection. This is my dice collection. I'm sure I can find a D20 in here.
Little does she know, I came to her house and stole all of her D20.
Man, good luck.
Even the one she keeps hidden behind the fridge, just in case.
You found my fridge die?
I mean, I don't think you should fridge any characters, even the dice.
Okay.
Wise man.
Okay, so you're leaving. You're heading out towards the field. There are a few. Ooh, that's interesting. There are a few farmhouses that you can see kind of out in the area. One of them still has a light on the inside.
Well, I was about to use my tracking skills, but that seems fairly obvious.
Let's look at these footprints. Aha! This is a footprint of someone with an extra eyeball. Let us go!
Exactly. 10 years in the woods will do that to you. You learn these things.
All
How
the
else would you
toenails
do
and
it?
tears in the foot.
Right?
He's got an extra eyeball in the bottom of his foot.
Oh, God.
Possible.
Gets
That we
dirt.
can't rule that out, honestly. That
God.
you said the eyeballs could sprout from anywhere.
Oh, man. Just thinking about it.
Ugh.
Oh, I hate it.
It's painful. It really is painful to imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, terrible.
Well, I don't know about you gents, but I think I'm going to start heading for the house with the lights still on and maybe knock on the door.
Yeah.
Of course,
It's
of
a
course.
Very well. We shall proceed. I'm going to, inadvertently leading the group, I'll walk up to the door of the house with the lights on and I will knock.
Who is it?
Hello. We were sent here by Clearwater and other various organizations to try to find out what's going on with the magical anomaly in this area. We came here because we heard that someone may have formed a new eyeball. We thought maybe we could speak to said person.
The door opens, and before you, you see a craggly old man, and he's got a cloth covering half of his face, tied like a bandana.
I see. Sorry.
And he,
Oh, I think we lost somebody. Oh, we're back.
there we go. And from behind, he grabs the cloth and pulls it forward, and he looks at you, and it's very startling. Like, the eyes, the sphere of the eyes, are overlapping, like a very disturbing Venn diagram of eyeballs.
Oof.
I like it.
That
Are
is
they just
really-
covering his face like eyeball?
No, it's just one other eyeball, just
Ooh,
below
is-
his
is-
left eye.
Oh, just below. I thought it was to the side. That's
Below and to the side, yeah. As he blinks, it's like a slow wave across his face that starts on the right, and then the left, and then the other left.
extraordinary. Let me see.
Come in, come in.
Chandra just immediately starts invading his space.
Zyron slowly, cautiously accepts and walks in, keeping a few feet of distance.
Is there any other marks on his face, like scratches or scars or
He does actually have a dark smudge going down the right side along his jawline, but other than that, you don't see anything unusual or out of the ordinary.
okay.
And as you notice, you see that his hands are also a little bit blackened.
So I take it you're Jim. Is that right, or are you?
I am Jim, yeah. Yeah, you
So-
caught
so-
me at a hard time. I was just putting out a small fire in my studies. Some of that stupid paper again.
Well,
You have the paper here too?
Yeah, it shows up everywhere.
look, we're here to investigate some sort of anomaly here, and it seems like you're at the center of this, or at least could help us find out what's going on. Maybe, I don't know. Just a wild guess right there. Um, Tell us what happened and how you came to be like this.
Yeah, please do tell us how you came to be in possession of someone else's eye.
You think it's someone else's? He looks
Is it the same color?
absolutely horrified.
Could be.
What color is it? Is it the same color?
Good question.
That's actually hard to tell. The new eye is kind of a hazel, greenish brown. But his own left eye is blue and the right eye is brown. So he now has 3 different color eyes.
Could I ask him what color his eyes were to begin with?
Oh, I've always had 2 different color eyes.
Hmm.
Are you a 2 people in one?
I think I'm just a 1 people in 1.
Now you're 3.
Have you had any other symptoms since the eyeball formed? Have you had any other side effects? Any?
Sight
Condition-
effects? Is that a joke? Is that a joke?
No.
Sight effects?
Look at me. Do I look like I'm joking with you? I'm just trying to see, was the eye the only thing that happened? Has it affected you physically in any other way? Lethargy? Anything?
No. Sometimes I get dizzy because of the extra vision.
Oh,
no,
so you
it's
can be
functional
outfit.
then.
It is functional.
Oh,
Things get
delightful.
weird.
And Chandru will take out a little ring that comes up onto his finger and generates a small light, starts waving around. Chandrian is in no way trained in medicine, but he's getting very close to this man.
This man is just staring at you dead in the eyes, not looking at your finger at all.
I'm sorry. This is a little distracting because I don't know which eye to look at, and I apologize for that, but I mean, it's a little distracting.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah, that's why I usually wear the bandana.
Understandable.
Also, it really freaks people out.
This
Also
this is
understandable.
amazing.
When did you realize you had an additional eye? Was it before or after you got the eye? Did you feel it emerge like a beetle crawling out of your skin?
Oh, no. No.
Was it-
I
Did you
just
just wake up one day and it was
sneezed.
there?
I just sneezed, and when I was done sneezing, I had another eye.
Was it solid, lots of production?
I mean, it produced an eye, but other than that, relatively mucus-free. Maybe that's why it's green.
Well, I will definitely need all the samples of the paper that is here. If you could just fetch that for me, that would be great.
Take it all. It appears
It's going to burn in your
everywhere.
hand.
And it just appears. Like this latest batch, and he points down and on the floor, kind of under his table, there's a char mark on the floor where paper just appeared and ignited.
I seem to have destroyed it. I need the sample in my hand so I can store it. If it goes away before I can get it, it doesn't help me.
My good man, that is the nature of the paper. It spawns and it combusts immediately.
Now, don't make excuses for him.
I didn't light it. I didn't even know it was there until it was on fire.
Why What
Keep
does the
bucket
paper look like? Is anything written on it? Is it just blank?
It's just blank.
And it's always on fire.
Eventually.
Oh, eventually. So it doesn't just immediately combust.
Not immediately. No, it likes to wait and tease us and give us a false sense of security. And then when we think it's okay and we start writing on it, I mean, it's not that when we write on it, it causes it. It's just we let our guard down and there's no rhyme.
So Chandri could get a piece of this parchment. Possible.
He could try.
I take my words back, good sir.
Oh, no. So, I understand where you were coming from.
So let's start over from the beginning. What were you doing the day that your eye appeared, or
Oh, no.
from what
Someone
you can
else's eye. It's not his.
okay? When this eye grew on you, what happened? What was going on? Tell us the story.
It was nothing unusual. I was just out in the fields working as I always do, and just got a little bit of a sniffle and sneezed, and then there it was.
Was there a strange smell, a sound, anything?
Nothing out of the ordinary that I noticed.
Have you noticed anything peculiar around the laboratory?
I never go there. The whole place is surrounded by horrible stuff.
What kind of horrible stuff? Exactly.
I mean, all of the weird stuff that we've had around here has been more recent, but it's kind of been radiating out from that place. And it's only more recently reached this far, but ever since those two started doing their research, it's been happening.
So you're saying eyeballs and pieces of paper have been flying out of the laboratory, and now they're reaching the town?
I don't know if it was specifically eyeballs and paper, but like weird creatures showing up and like out of nowhere weather and like
Could you elaborate on you said those two. Who are you speaking of?
there's Father Benjamin and Dr. Tom.
And how long have they been in town?
I guess it's been about a month now.
So while this conversation is happening, Chandru begins tinkering with some stuff. He begins taking things out of pouches, putting things together. Go on.
Okay.
What about Malik and Tonathy? Were they in the field with you at the time, or have they been in the field? You know of that?
No, they haven't been in mine. Tonathy, he's full of it. I'm sure of it.
What about Malik? Apparently he's grown 3 extra eyes. You've only got 1. He's got 3, and he appeared over the course of 3 days. How long ago did this one grow on you?
This was about 5 days ago.
When did the strange men in the laboratory come to town, and how soon after did these events start occurring?
Well, it was about 5 weeks when Father Benjamin showed up. He started getting things set up, and then a few days later, Tom came in too, and it was almost immediate. I like there was a loud crack of, I want to say thunder, but it was pink. It sounded pink.
Sounded pink. Not natural thunder?
No, it was not natural thunder.
sorcery, then perhaps.
It's got to be
So
something.
you're saying that most thunder in this region is not pink?
Have you ever heard pink thunder
Lately.
before?
Well, I've never been in this region before either, so have to ask.
No, most thunder doesn't have a color. Most thunder is just a sound. But this
Oh,
sound
okay.
is pink.
Was there a crack of lightning after the thunder
No,
at all, or was it just the thunder?
it was just the thunder.
Has anyone died due to the strange things?
Not that I know of.
It sounds like we might find more answers at the lab.
Good luck.
Yes.
So at this point, Chandru finishes tinkering. He pulls out what looks like a magnifying glass. It has wires connected around it in many places that are all connected back to a harness on his glove. He starts looking at it. Using detect magic, is there anything magical about this guy?
No, not at all. He is just a perfectly normal, mundane, non-magical three-eyed man.
Interesting. And do you happen to know where Malik is?
I don't. After that third eye showed up, I think he got out of town.
Well,
Well, thank you for your time and for answering our questions. I believe our next visit's going to be at the laboratory. Gentlemen?
Oh yes, please do stay in town. I may need to call upon you again.
Okay.
I draw my Taroka cards, quickly throw them down. Eagle, the Zephyr, the Blind, don't go to sleep for the next 3 nights. Goodbye.
Charming as ever.
He just does his wave of blinks several times.
You know what they say? Forewarned is forearmed. Yes.
Indeed.
And not yet 4-eyed.
God,
Yet.
I hope there isn't gonna be another. He's tying the
Well-
bandana back on as you guys leave.
Don't go to sleep.
Don't fall asleep. Joining in on the antics.
Antics, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think. I leave. I walk out.
I'm following. I'm leaving.
Go on.
I leave a trail of glitter as
I do not.
That's too easy to track.
Oh, does your pass without a trace just kind of scoop up the glitter? Just disappears as you walk.
Just like painting it the same color as the ground. Get this crap out of
Yep.
here.
Pick up your mess.
I'll tell you about microplastics.
Microplastic. These aren't biodegradable.
So, do we know where the lab is from here? Like, can we see it, or do we get good enough directions?
You can get directions easily enough.
Did the bartender give us good enough directions that we would know where to go from here?
Yeah.
Especially with the ranger here, you know, I can track things, so I guess we'll assume we're going there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find the path to it without too much issue. And you find a sign on the road this way to the lab, you know.
Then that is our road.
Master of tools. Do you know of anything that might make paper appear all over a town, hypothetically, and then catch fire for no reason?
Oh no, the only way I'd know to do that was with, a mass hallucination.
What is a
That actually-
hallucination?
Oh, it's very fun. You see, it's when you make people see things that aren't there. It's delightful.
Were we hallucinating seeing the scorch marks back at that house?
Maybe.
Did you check for that?
Never know.
Oh,
I
we
see.
should have thought of that back there.
Maybe we shouldn't have drinking all that ichor.
Indeed. Just
Chandru.
strong stuff at that inn the tavern we were at. I mean, it just looked kind of low quality, but then you drink it, and
Chandri,
Just
Ah,
explosive.
yes. Yes.
as you are walking, suddenly you are blinded.
Oh,
Everyone else,
This is interesting.
you notice, a piece of paper has manifested directly on his face.
oof.
Has anybody else lost all of their eyes?
I touch mine. 1, 2.
Can I try to grab the paper off his face and throw it?
Sure. Comes off easily enough.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that.
Oh no! I needed that.
What was it?
Well, I'm not throwing it like a football over a field. I'm just throwing it on the ground a few feet away. Like it's still within attainable distance if you still want to keep it. I just didn't want your face to burn.
Yeah, Chantry will take out a
Count
scroll
Chandri's
case
eyes.
and a pair of tongs.
It seems like a
And,
perfectly normal piece of paper.
And he will
Okay,
give it a good
what does that
one-star.
mean in a fantasy setting?
Just generic, let's see, parchment kind of thing. It looks like it's pulp pressed. It's kind of thick and like uneven. If we even if like a fancy pants scrapbooker or a basic chick was trying to do a farm wedding, she wouldn't want this type of parchment for her invitations because
It's not like machined even out. It's like pressed by
right.
hand.
It's pressed by hand and not well.
Is it cut or torn?
No, it's the edges aren't quite square. It's like a bit of a weird trapezoid, but
A rhombus.
As a scribe, I find this mildly offensive.
that's fair. That's fair.
As you should.
But I will, with the tongs, roll it up and put it in the scroll case for later.
Sure. What kind of scroll case is this? Just a regular run-of-the-mill, normally flammable? Okay, just making sure.
It's the kind of scroll case that you would have to protect a scroll for traveling.
Perfect. Perfect.
Do you have a water container of some kind on hand?
Oh, of course, of course.
It's a meta
Very
question. Why would you? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, a canteen perhaps.
Do you not travel with water?
Of course I do. My canteen's right here on my side.
I've
Looks like
never
that.
drank
My
water in
my
my life.
canteen keeps me hydrated.
Hydrate.
Boats do you go through a day? Get all those horns.
I lose track.
Oh dear.
I may have a problem.
All right. So
All right, so onward to the lab.
What to the left?
onward to the
To
lab.
the lab.
All right.
Aye.
So you find that sign, this way to the lab, and you start following it. And then you find a sign that says this way to the lab, and it points a different direction.
Ooh. Does this sign look unofficial in some way? Like it was recently maybe hacked together?
It looks exactly like the last sign.
No. Can we see the lab from where we are? Like, can we see a building in the distance or anything? Like, I can do
Everyone give
perception
me
if
a
needed.
perception check.
There it is. Okay, give me 1 second, guys.
I'll aid. So roll with advantage.
Ooh, advantage. Okay. Sure.
What
Don't
is
you have to
mine?
pass a DC or something to? I don't know how it works.
Advantage, you roll twice and take the
Ooh, 19. 19. Okay.
19.
Did you roll twice?
Once. First, I have a +3 on perception.
You have an advantage, so you can roll twice to take the higher.
Oh, okay. See if we can get a nat 20 out of this, maybe. Alright, let's try it again. It's gonna be hard to beat 19, but worth a try.
It's doable.
There we go. 17. Okay, I'll take the 19 then.
Good choice. A good choice.
Yeah, right. It
And-
seemed the obvious one.
Anyone else?
I was helping him.
Okay.
We're looking together. If we...
Okay.
I'm gonna roll nature to see if anything looks aberrant.
Sure.
That's rolling into the wrong chat. So that is
I don't have Dice Maiden in Twitch.
21.
21. Oh, that went into the general. Okay. Alright. So with your 19 perception, you do see it. It's kind of a strange thing where like you can see it when you're looking and then you shift a little bit to the side and then it blurs from vision and you don't see it anymore. But then when you shift back, there it is. And the same thing happens if you go the other way. It's like one of those fake holographic things where when you look at it from one direction, it's one image, and then when you tilt it the other way, it's another image. It's kind of like that, where you can see and not see the building.
Does that mean that the sign is pointing me in the right direction, or is it
As
pointing
of
us in
right
the wrong
now,
direction?
it is pointing you in the wrong direction.
Ah, okay.
Um,
I'll share this with the group, obviously. If I point it out to them, I'm sure they'll all be able to see what I'm seeing, right?
only if they give me perception checks.
Oh, even if I like can. Okay.
They can all
Well-
have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try.
18.
An 18, a 10.
Trying to avoid having to roll again.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to make you do that.
Last time.
I know it's not as easy as just rolling it on a
Mm.
table.
Fair.
And then go
Oh, no.
type it.
Not that. It was the whole
21.
rolling.
All right. With the 21, you see it. With the 10 and with the 18, you do not.
Nevertheless, I suppose follow us. We do see it. We're gonna ignore the sign, unless there's any objections.
I have no objections to ignoring the signs.
Nothing, in response to that nature roll that you had, nothing looks unnatural about this. It seems like, regular dirt and vegetation for this region.
I'm gonna point this sign in the right direction.
Good man. Good man. Good Samaritan.
Okay.
Is there any way for us to kind of mark it with a light source at all? Does anybody have like a torch we can focus that torchlight with?
I could light an arrow on fire and shoot at the direction of the lab. I don't have a way to hover it in the air unless one of you guys have like a mage hand or something. You can keep it still and we could follow it. I'm reaching here.
I'm going to use my bonus action to summon the true stories of the universe.
Okay.
Oh, bringing out the big guns.
Talking to a ghostie, is that right?
Yes, I'm learning the secrets of those who dwelled before.
Excellent. Roll it. Let's see what ghostie you get.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, which one is that?
Tale of the Beguiler.
Freaking beguiler. Okay. Remember when I told you that I needed to figure out one more story just in case? Because it didn't come as easily. It was the freaking beguiler. Okay.
Time for that stupid sexy silent to come out.
Okay. So, you get the story of the beguiler. She tells you of the she could have anyone, and there was one particular man that she wanted. He was, one of the locals. He was the doctor here, and he was wealthy. He was an attractive man. He had excellent skills in terms of what he was able to do, and that was the one that she wanted. However, his wife did not want her to have him. And so when this particular spirit began making her move, this wife killed her to keep her from getting her man. So there you go.
It's an everyday tragedy.
Genuinely a little creepy. Well, my character does this. His eyes roll back into his head. And he starts spouting out words from a story in no particular order.
So we all hear this story?
You don't hear the story. When he shares the story, it'll influence someone, but he's not doing that yet. It's just a weird mechanic. It's a hard thing.
Oh, is it?
Bird stuff.
If I share the story, then it goes away. So I just have to hold it in my mouth. Or
Gargle
head.
it. Maybe don't gargle the beguiler story. Okay. All right. So, you are walking towards the lab. You have moved the sign so it points the correct direction, and you begin walking towards the sign. Actually, Zyron, give me a survival.
Oh, that I can do. Give me
You're
one
a
moment.
ranger.
That I am.
I'm gonna
Let's
give you
see.
this one.
I do have advantage on survival.
Perfect.
So. Oh. 1. 17.
Advantage?
Yeah, it was a natural 14 with a +3 modifier.
But you said you had advantage?
I think I meant the +3 modifier.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, misspoke.
Alright, so you go towards the building. You have adjusted the sign, you go towards the building. You travel approximately 3 minutes, and you come across another sign. End of the road. You're back at the first sign.
Do we still see the building?
You can give me perception.
I'll roll for that. Yeah.
Why did we do this trip?
I think we're gonna find out. Hold on.
15. Good. 14. Hmm.
Did the building? You know how as you approach an object, it gets bigger, right? As you get closer to it, has it grown or has it remained in the distance at the same?
You rolled a 14, you don't
distance?
see it.
I can't tell.
You can't tell. You don't see it. Phil Rain, you do.
At least I'm conscious of that, though.
Yes. You
Yeah.
are aware that you do not see it.
Oh, are we still going in the right the same direction as the building, and are we getting closer or further away, or?
Yeah, did we turn the sign completely around to lead us back to the first sign, or was it like a slight adjustment, like we made a right or left?
It was a
Or did
slight
we
adjustment.
completely- Oh, okay, so we didn't turn backwards. Okay.
Nope.
What direction are we approaching the sign from?
You are currently approaching from the same direction you approached from before.
We first got there.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still see the building though?
You do.
Do I?
You do not.
I do not. Okay.
You do not. And Chandri, you do as well.
I guess we'll still. How far? So you said we walked 3 minutes.
Mhm.
So how far in terms of distance is that from the previous sign?
It was, I mean, not too far. I don't know how far can you walk in 3 minutes. It's like a
Like
fifth
block
of
and
a
a half.
mile or something. Yeah.
Well, gents, I think there's three options here. We could walk back to the sign that we adjusted. We can follow our footsteps. I can help us follow our own footsteps. We could try to walk towards the building, because I know that Sir Davos sees it. Or, I guess there were only two options. or I don't know here. I'm trying to.
Or third option, we
you
go
go
back
to
for
the-
another drink.
Does
Sure,
everybody
gonna
have a length of like robe
Sure.
at all?
Ooh, as a matter of fact, yes. Let me check here. I think I've got. Check my inventory
rope.
real quick.
I'm gonna just let
I've
you
got
guys
like
have it.
I'm sure I have hemp and rope. It's like
Yeah.
the Dungeoneer's kit.
Yeah.
So, and we could tie them together to make a longer length.
Right. So what I was gonna propose was, let's walk back in the direction of that previous sign. Each of us hold a length of rope, and if we come into contact with the building, we can let each other know.
Okay. But that only keeps our group tied to each other, right? Or were you trying to make like a rope path of how far we've?
So from the previous sign, we walked towards the building and we came back to this sign. So my guess is somewhere in between, we had to have passed through that building at least. I don't know. It's a guess.
I could put an arrow in the ground and tie the rope to that. So we have like a point of like we know we were here at this arrow,
You
and
can
then
tie it to a
you know
sign.
and then like kind of bring the rope, tie it to the sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way we can at least track where we've been that way.
Master Elfish person. Just shoot the bow at the building. See if that works.
Indeed, I could. Indeed, I could. We could even maybe tie a rope to the arrow and see if we can then follow the rope to the building.
That's
Okay, I'm going to have to roll again for perception as I have lost track of the building. I think the ale was a bit more strong than I predicted back at the tavern. I guess let me. Okay, Dungeon Master, is there any way, like, if I just keep rolling for perception over and over and over and over again until I eventually find the building, since I know one of our party members does have it in sight, or could we gloss over that until I do see it, or I don't know how you want to handle that.
Eventually you will. I'm
Okay.
not gonna make you roll for it. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been
Ranger.
an adventurer, you're a ranger, you track things, you follow things, you find things. There is a sort of linear progression for how it is supposed to go when you find things. It is difficult to find, it becomes easier, it becomes easier, it becomes easier. This does not follow that pattern. This is
Unusual.
if your character were to think about this as a game or something, then it might be, rather than reaching a certain threshold to understand, it would be a matter of whether you rolled even or odd. There's not a DC, you have to roll an odd number.
Do you want me to actually roll for that?
No, I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
I
But
wasn't sure if you're
uh,
taking literally or metaphorically.
in game terms, because obviously
Yeah.
your character isn't like, oh man, my player has to roll an odd number for me to see this. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But your character recognizes that this does not follow those same patterns.
It's not a logical, by nature,
Right.
tracking.
Right.
Okay. Then Davar, I guess what we'll do, I'm gonna get my bow out. I'm going to tie our ropes all together so we have a extremely long rope with they're all tied in the ends. I'm doing the Boy Scout knot and everything.
Good.
I'm then going to tie it to one of my arrows. Davar, I'm gonna have you assist me then to make sure I am aiming it at the lab.
You
And
can
then I'm
eventually
going to-
see it if you keep trying.
Okay, okay.
So-
So I see it then. Okay, then I'm going to shoot an arrow, probably at arcing so it will go a long distance, and I'm going to aim it towards that laboratory with the rope tied to the arrow.
My character casts guidance on the
Ooh.
elf. A spirit comes out of his nose and tries to enter the elf's nose.
I'll allow that.
Feels like
I've been around enough to know that this weirdness is acceptable.
Snort a ghost, get power.
Woo! We're in for a hell of a night. Oh boy.
Alright.
Should I roll for the shooting of the arrow or?
No.
Okay.
But you will need to use 2 arrows. Or the same arrow twice, rather. Because the first time you fire it, it goes, it arcs, and then it lands at your feet again.
Everyone saw that, right?
no.
I didn't drop the. Okay, well let's once more, I suppose.
So
I
you
pick up
do-
the arrow off the ground with the rope, looking around at my companions with a confused, quizzical look, and shrug, and try to shoot the arrow once more at the building with the rope tied to the arrow.
The second time you are successful, it does seem to go to the building and stay.
That first
not come
time
back.
was odd, though. Don't you agree?
Yeah, dude.
Or even.
Okay. Okay. Well, I suppose the next thing we do is to see where this rope leads us.
Everybody hold on to the rope and don't let go of the rope, and let's go to the building.
So the rope especially helps. The direction, the straight line to the building, does not follow this sign either. It is just a little bit to the left. I say a little bit. It's like a 20-degree difference. Not aimed at the building.
I elect to probably just ignore the signs and follow the rope.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna hold on to the rope just to make sure.
This lab literally can't
Hey,
even.
I'm gonna do the whole thing where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
The plastic Batman climbing up a.
yeah.
Everybody, mount up.
All right. So you are following the rope, going directly towards the building, and you're going, and you're going, and you're going, and after about 3 minutes, you're back at that first sign.
We haven't found the arrow yet
Nope.
at the end of the rope.
Nope.
Keep going.
Let's go
I guess-
backwards.
Oh, right. I mean, that's the way your character normally walks anyway, right?
Yeah. The character tries to do it, wiggling his hands, walking backwards.
Are you following the rope or following the sign?
Can I hold on to the rope?
Yeah.
Holding onto the rope and following the sign.
They go in different directions.
I'll be
So
right back.
my character's thinking. Okay, then I follow the rope.
Sorry, what was that?
Is the rope still like? Does it feel like it's still embedded into the building?
There's a bit of slack on it, so you've got a bit of wiggle room. Not like if you accidentally twitch, it's gonna unlodge it. But I don't know. There's it seems sturdily attached to something.
So the rope is it attached to the ground on our end?
I believe it was tied to the sign.
Okay. Are we in the what order are we in? Was the person who was in the front closest to the arrow, or is the person who started in the back closest to the arrow?
I don't
When,
think we established an order.
yeah, I don't think there was any official order established,
It
but in
wasn't
the
an official
general
order, but
terms.
it's more about who was in the front. Did we flip around and now the person who was leaving is now in the front on the way back?
No, the person who was in lead is still in the lead when you're back at that first
So-
sign again.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, so it's a line like this.
Uh huh.
This is the guy in the front. This is the guy in the back. We walked this way. What was the experience of this person to get back here? Was it like we walked that way, and then suddenly we were like walking back?
No, it's like you were walking
Which way
that
is the
direction.
front
Uh,
on the way back?
on the way back. Okay, so if you're walking, going
So this is
this
where it
direction.
started. This
Uh-huh.
guy's in the front.
Uh huh.
Is he by the end, or is he in the front on the way back?
He's still in
As
the
we
front because you guys have, as a group, have moved. You're also no longer holding the rope.
Oh, that's good information to have. I
Yeah.
thought we were still holding.
Where's the rope now?
You still see it tied to the sign, going towards the building.
I'm curious, how much time has elapsed? Has it been a couple of minutes? Has it been an hour? Has it been several hours? Can we tell how much time has elapsed as we're doing this?
It seems like, I mean, it was late evening. The sun was still slowly setting. It seems like the progression of darkness has been consistent. There aren't any time jumps going on. So you've been walking for half hour or so. It's been about half an hour. So no concerns in that regard.
Well,
I have
Jackson,
an idea. I can summon a small dragon that could fly up and maybe give us an aerial perspective of what's going on here.
Sure.
Can the dragon speak?
Yes, he speaks Draconic, as do I, and I can communicate his words back to the group.
Sure.
Okay, I will summon the tiny dragon. His name is Blueberry. He's a little blue Chinese dragon. He's only about... He could fit in your two palms of your hands, but he can fly. Blueberry, would you do us all a favor and ascend and see what you can ascertain from this situation and determine where this moving laboratory we're seeking is, and relay back to us what you find.
And off he goes.
All right, there we go.
well, if this doesn't work, I have to say, I think our correct course of action would just be to follow the sign. Could be
Maybe
that
that's what we're doing wrong.
direction because they're pointed in the right direction.
At this point, it's hard to disagree.
Couple minutes later, your little dragon comes back.
Speak, Blueberry. What have you discovered?
It looks like a regular place. I don't know why you guys are having problems. It seems pretty straightforward. You've got a rope leading right to it and everything.
Well, we followed the rope and it took us right back to the sign.
Oh, that's weird. That's real weird.
I agree. Something is amiss here. That's all right, Blueberry. You've done very well. I grab a little snack out of my pouch and feed it to him, and it's very cute.
All right.
I don't know, fellas. At this point, I'm kind of with Chandri that maybe we should follow the signs. That's the only thing we haven't done at this point.
Yes.
Do the signs keep shifting each time we come back to them? Can we
They
tell?
seem well. This first sign is the only one that you've been to more than once, and it seems to be in the same direction every time.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Let's try another arrow. Can we try another arrow? And at the tip of it, does anybody have any powder? And maybe we can, because the building is actually physical. We know it's physical. The first arrow is already stuck in there.
I can light my arrows on fire with magic, so we would be able to see like a small torch in the background. Is what you're saying? Like to see if we shoot it, will the arrow hit it and stick, and we can see this flame in the distance.
I have a lot of glitter.
We could glitter the arrow as well. It could be a fire glitter arrow.
Just something that we can make it tangible. You know?
Like well, I mean, we could make it a small beacon of sorts, I suppose, if we.
Yeah,
I
and-
only take issue with that on that we've already tried to go in a straight line to it, and it is not leading us to it. It's leading us back to the signs. I don't disagree. It's a fine strategy. I tell you what, maybe if we follow the signs and we're still lost, we could try to do that.
Yeah, let's give it another couple of tries and see where we go.
All right, gents, shall we follow the signs then?
Oh, indeed. Quite.
All right, we're doing that. Let's see where the signs lead us in this crazy
All
trail.
right. So you follow that first sign. You come to the
Yes.
second sign. It is pointing in the direction that you turned it in.
Can we see with the oh no.
How far from the original direction did we turn it? Did we turn it 90 degrees, 45? How far from the
The
original
other
direction?
person did this by himself. None of us were really.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, it
Oh.
wasn't too bad. Also, Zyron, or in fact anyone, if you'd like to give me a survival check.
I'll give you one. Let me see what we have.
You also have the ability score thing.
$17. Not bad.
17. All right. With the 17, now that you are actively looking for it, you notice the footsteps. Like your footsteps are very easy to see at this point because you guys have walked this a little bit. There is another set of footprints that goes off to the side, closer to the direction that the sign probably was originally.
Interesting.
You
I'm gonna.
do
s-
also
yeah, you know
see
what?
your footprints from before
I'm
going
gonna-
forward.
I'll go out on a limb here and say let's not follow our own footsteps.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was-
that hasn't gotten us very far.
You can see your own footsteps, which followed the same direction that you arrived, but there is a different set of older footprints going a different direction.
I vote we follow those.
So do I.
I'm gonna turn the sign back towards the set of other footprints.
Thank you. All right.
I have
So-
a feeling we made this way more complicated than it was meant to be.
All right.
So
So
fun.
you follow the arrow. You keep on walking. 5 or 6 minutes later, you come to another arrow, pointing a different direction.
I'm gonna follow it.
Yeah,
I think we
we
should
follow
follow
the
it.
direction of the signs.
All right, so you continue following the signs, following the directions that they say. It takes you 4 more signs, but eventually you find a building.
Does it have an arrow in it?
Is there? Yeah, I was about to ask
There
the same
is,
thing.
with the rope tied to it.
We should have just followed the signs to begin with, huh? Well, at least we're here. At least we're finally here.
Well, I mean, we were looking at some sort of weird building thingy, and we didn't in the opposite direction of where the sign was going. So, I mean, it's gonna happen.
It definitely was very odd. Not like anything I've ever encountered before. It's almost a moving building of sorts.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Oh, I was just gonna say, shall we go inside? But again, if you had something to say, I didn't mean to interrupt.
my
So the-
character looks like he has a headache, and briefly drops his ridiculous accent. Let's just get this over with. I'm getting tired of this.
Then yeah, let's go inside. Let's get in this place.
So the building is obvious. It's made out of wood, right? Because the arrow is sticking into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
14.
14.
15?
Yep.
Oh, nice. So you see, around the side of the building, there is actually a ladder coming out of the window.
Is there not a door?
There is a front door as well, yes.
I think we should approach from above, because nothing else has made sense anyway.
It's very hard to argue with that, and I'm tempted by the ladder. Should we at least knock?
We could try it.
All right.
All right, I suppose I'll knock half-assedly and half-heartedly, not expecting even an answer, but
You said you knock 3 times?
yes.
Before you even get the third knock in, the door swings open wide, and you see the most cartoonishly stereotypical wizard you have ever seen in your entire life. He's wearing long blue robes with silver stars. He's got a pointed hat, also with stars. He is holding a staff in one hand and a wand in the other. And he says, "Yes, hello!"
My hand goes to my sword at my side.
That's
My
fair.
right side.
I was reaching for mine, but I say, greetings. And look at him with a quizzical eyebrow.
Are you here about the anomalies?
Yes, we are.
Very
Happen
good.
to know anything about said anomalies?
I think they originate here, but I do not know why. Please come in, but do not leave.
We were about to go in through the window.
You can go out through the window, that's perfectly fine. But if you use the door to exit, then you'll end up about 500 feet in a random direction.
Didn't you use the door to exit?
I have not exited, I am still inside.
Yeah, they only opened it. I will boldly step in and see what happens.
Inside, you see, it looks like the weirdest laboratory you've ever seen. In one corner, there are like glass vials and things bubbling and different colors and like stuff happening. On another corner, you see intricate runes carved into stones, piled up in unusual patterns. In the third corner, you see just like a single book all by itself. And in the last corner, it's like a sort of bed space, sort of blocked off from the rest of it, but that must be where they spend their evenings or their nights when they're here. Also in the room, you see further back a kind of generally older and generally older, kind of looks really tired guy, and he's just wearing like a simple brown robe. And around his neck, he's wearing a simple, some kind of dull silverish chain with a charm at the end of it.
Anyone want to try detect magic on that necklace?
Andrew will begin tinkering.
Okay.
My man.
I'm gonna move slowly around to the right, just to give some space, just
Sure.
in case something weird happens.
I'm generally following the cartoonish wizard, but I'm keeping a good 5-foot distance between us.
He's kind of walking around, flailing about, giving you what he thinks is a tour of the place, but it is just like a string of buzzwords from the sounds of it. Like, this doesn't sound like it makes any sense at all.
Hashtag alchemy.
Does that track
Character's
go with-
taking notes so that he can say garbage phrases that sound correct better.
Yes.
So,
that
what
track?
is your name?
Oh, me. I am Dr. Tom. I studied at the university. You know, the one on Kagrith Isle. It's very, very fancy. I studied there quite a bit. And, I'm a doctor, you know. And I earned my title. Gives kind of a sidelong glance.
Like,
Have you been out of the lab to see what's going on in the outer world, or have you just been in the lab?
Oh, every now and then we go out, we do some trips, see what's going on. I am pretty
Which
sure.
door do you exit through normally? Please do tell.
I'm sorry?
Which door do you exit through normally? Please do tell.
Oh, we climbed through the window.
Okay.
We put a ladder on the outside so it's easier to get down. You see,
What?
inside there's also a ladder on the inside of the building.
to be blunt with you, are you investigating the anomalies, or are you perhaps the one who caused the anomalies? What do you know?
Okay, so I am a very powerful, arcane. I have all this incredible arcane power, and
Yes, it's all quite impressive.
and my associate is more of the divine persuasion. He's very high in the ranks of the Church of Abiax. And we thought together, with our combined knowledge and our combined abilities, that we could find the secret to becoming a positive energy lich. So we could live forever without those negative side effects of being evil and a lich.
So you did cause the anomalies.
If I'm being honest, I'm
Are
pretty
you?
sure that Father Benjamir is causing them. There have been times when he's gone to town to resupply, and everything is normal around here when he does. I think it's something that he's doing. Oh, but you know, that's just my opinion. And he glances on
When
Father.
was the last time he went to town?
3-4 days, maybe?
Is that aligned with our times table?
3 or 4
This has been going on for a month,
days.
right?
When
3
did
or
wasn't
4.
the eyes 3 days ago?
For Malik, they were about 3 or 4 days ago. But it was longer for Jim.
Yeah. So-
This has been going on for a while. It has been going on. Well, he got here first to set things up, and then when I came in, you know, everything seemed wild almost from the start. I think he must have been doing something unusual beforehand, and it was already crazy and wild by the time I got here.
What do you know about the sound of pink thunder?
Oh,
Anything?
that was the strangest thing. I don't even know how to describe it. It was absolutely pink. Everybody agrees. I've never heard a color before, but that was undoubtedly pink.
Did the sky light up pink?
No. We just heard pink.
Was there lightning at all?
Mm-mm. It wasn't actually thunder, I don't think. It was just a loud pealing noise that happened almost immediately when I arrived.
What is it? Was it a voice? What you may interpret as a voice saying pink, or was it just a crack that sounded pink?
It was a crack that sounded pink. I know it's very difficult to explain. It's hard to believe until you hear it. Hmm?
It just seems like he wants listening. It's clearly pink.
It was. It was.
No argument.
So, why don't you do this elsewhere?
This is the third lab that we've set up.
Did any anomalies occur at the other labs?
That's why we keep moving. We keep getting kicked out.
A farmhand has developed his third extra eye.
Oh, well, that sounds handy. Unless he needs spectacles, that would be very inconvenient. I wonder how. And he runs off and he starts scribbling stuff down on some paper.
Does the paper look like the paper?
Does the paper look like paper?
The paper that holds up.
It doesn't look like the same paper that you saw earlier that stuck to Chandru's face.
Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and take out the scroll case.
You find a scroll case full of ash.
It's filled with ash.
Mm-hmm.
Curses.
What is the other guy doing?
The other guy he's over by the runes, just quietly working on something.
I think we should go talk to him.
Chandru finishes tinkering and lowers a monocle over one eye, and now has detect magic activated.
So, have you ever gone to the movies in the middle of the day? And you come out of the movies and like your eyes have adjusted to the darkness, but then you come out and it is blindingly light outside? That's kind of what happens when you detect magic in this place. Everything here is magical. Oh, merchant, you punk. So, there's a rule in my channel where you can ban words and we cannot say them for the next 10 minutes. So
Oh,
until
no.
until 10:26 by my clock here, that thing that you do when you throw a die, we cannot say that word. That thing that you do when you lie sideways on a hill and go in circles to go down that hill, we can't say that.
Yeah,
Starts with an R, ends with an L. About
That's
4
the
letters.
one. That's the one. Yeah.
Sliding circles?
So, we're gonna have to throw some dice here. Punk. So,
Or I could just talk to him and. Well, I didn't mean to do that with my hair the way it did that, but okay.
yes. Yes. you
Yeah,
can
I'm
talk
just
to
gonna go up and speak to him and say, "Excuse me," see if he even reacts to begin with.
He
He's
turns.
so
Yep.
lost in it.
He's seems lost in his work, but he still like half cocks his head towards you and says, "Yup."
Can I have a moment of your time?
Give me just a second. And there. Okay. Yes. What can I do for you?
We're here to investigate the abnormalities that have been occurring in town. Are you aware of them?
I am. And if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure he's doing something. Because I got
That's
here
funny.
first, and I set this place up, and everything was fine. But the moment he showed up, that pink happened, and now everything's gone crazy.
Why do you work with him?
Well, despite all of his pompousness and his arrogance, he's actually really good at what he does. And I think between the two of us, we are the most likely to be able to discover this conundrum that we've been working on.
Well, question 2. He said you opened 3 separate laboratories.
Yes.
You claim that he came here after you and everything went bonkers. Is that in line with every other laboratory?
I guess in a way it has. We keep having problems when we work together. When he goes off, everything is normal here. Like when he goes to town for supplies. That's really weird.
While he's distracted talking to the others, I'm going to be reading over his shoulder from the other side,
Sure.
looking at what he's been.
He's been working on a series of runes for longevity and various like things that you normally associate with life and healing, but also like prolonged and permanence and things like that. The runes that he's working with are it's like a very complex kind of writing. It's something that you have seen before, where it's like similar to how German will take a word and then just combine it with another word to make it a new word, is similar to what he's doing. He will take a symbol and then put another symbol on top of it to make a new one. And it looks like it's for things like eternal, life-giving stuff. I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Father Benjamir. I'm the Archcardinal of the Church of Abiax. As you probably know, he's the god of magic and knowledge. So a lot of real intelligence-based stuff mixed in with this. So he thought I would be the good option, and because of the work that I had done previously through the church, and then a few like I guess consulting gigs I did through the university, they awarded me with an honorary doctorate. And so with the high esteems that we both have, it seemed it was a logical pairing for us to work together, especially because both of us were wanting the same thing.
How far have you gotten on your work, despite the side effects that have been happening to locals? Have you come closer to it? Have you made progress?
A little bit. I'm a human, but I'm also 113 years old. So doing pretty well for myself so far. I feel like we might be onto something, but I still am aging, and I can feel it. So we haven't gotten there yet, but we've had some progress.
Dr. Tom said you were trying to turn yourself into a lich.
Positive energy. And lich really isn't the right word for it. It has so many negative connotations with it. We're both, in general, good. We're trying to do good things. And we don't want...
keep having these anomalies. You keep on with the work. Why? And you know that it's happening, right? So why do you keep going?
You're mutilating people.
This is the first time that I've heard of extra eyeballs. And it's not that we're intentionally doing something, It's just like a weird side effect, and we keep trying to set up further and further away from places, but it's hard, because we still have to, supply food and things like that, and we lose so much time if it takes days to get to the nearest town just so we can get more supplies.
Let me tell you a story. There once was a beautiful woman who wanted to marry a doctor, but he was already married. That's life. You can't just take it from someone. You can't just invent it. It's not yours. She lost. That's you. You need to stop. I use beguile a story, which just hurts him. I hope he doesn't.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I deal emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh, is that one of our options? Can we just murder these people? Like, where are we
I
at
was
here?
actually going to say, we really are here to avoid bloodshed, but I hope you understand we've been hired to put an end to these aberrations happening to people.
If I cannot deal the psychic damage and just cause him to be incapacitated, I prefer that.
Sure.
Make it
I
seem
prefer-
more like an emotional discovery. It's not. I'm not intending to blow his brain out. Just to, like, make him feel guilty.
You
Okay.
need to find somewhere far more remote than this. You need to be way further from civilization and people, because what you're doing is causing side effects all around you. It's harming people.
He
In
leans
what-
against the table, taking it all in, like obviously
What Danik was
rethinking.
saying in that metaphor, that story, is exactly you. You are trying to, in seeking eternal life, you are causing people's lives to be lesser around you. You're taking from others.
We only had 12 days left to live.
He seems to be having a bit of an existential crisis, and behind you, not in the direction of Slayer. Dang it, you're 1 minute away. Not from the direction of the wizard, but in a different direction coming from inside the lab. There's a sharp crack in the air, and you all distinctly hear green. And
What
then,
did you just do?
and then a swirling magical energy starts in the corner with the book. Not coming from the book, but just like in that same general vicinity.
My sword comes out.
And it just begins roiling.
I sniff a ghost and try to get another story.
Okay. What story do you get?
Oh yeah, well. Please, not 7 again, please.
Yeah, I don't have another story for that.
2.
2.
Yeah. Let me. Do you have it up, or you want me to read it?
I don't have it up.
Hail of the Renowned Duelist. I make a melee spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 2 rolls. of
Oh,
inspiration.
Merchant just said it. So, by the way,
My character spontaneously dies then.
no, you get a mustache.
Oh no. Okay, just give me a unibrow then.
A unibrow? Okay.
Yeah.
Another word has been banned. Unibrow. Oh gosh. How can I move that to the front? Oh no.
Is that the banned word now? The U word?
No, it's the
D
word
word.
that happened. It starts with a D. Yes. It's the word. Oh, here it is.
As if your life is lessened due
Yes.
to some numeric quantity.
If you decrease your hit points.
An inevitable concept we all must deal with.
Yes.
No,
But
no,
it's-
not
it's
that one.
only- Wait, is it?
Death.
Oh, that's not it?
Oh, not death. Not death.
Oh, I thought you were saying we couldn't say death.
Just if you get hurt.
Numbers in a D&D game that go up and down
Mm-hmm.
because you've taken something. Like psychic is an example of it.
Yeah.
Oh, mm-hmm. Okay, I got it. Ends with an E.
Yep. Yep.
Virus.
Oh my gosh. And there is another noun that we are not able to say.
A singular concept with which you construct sentences.
I'm sorry, my chat's a jerk right now.
Okay.
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 So
I went and looked at chat.
yeah.
I could work around that.
I think we can. It's just, you know, hard to describe when there is a thing you cannot say when that thing is the thing that you cannot say. Okay.
They're just synonyms, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A noun. A
With the detect magic still going, focusing in.
It's like you can see the type of magic with that, and it is just like a swirling, roiling mass of everything. It's beautiful, and it seems to be pulling you in, and it takes you a moment to realize that that isn't a matter of this like beautiful thing that you're drawn to because of what you do and what it is. There's like a literal gravity pull, and all of you feel it. Like it's grabbing you from the front by the spine, and just like pulling you forward.
And it is coming from the book?
Not from the book. It's coming from this random swirling magical aura that is in the same general vicinity as the book, but not literally
like,
from
see
the
it.
book itself.
Okay.
And Dr. Tom looks at you and says, "Oh no! Oh no, it's happening again!"
Has this happened before?
Many times. I don't know how to stop it. All the previous times we've just fled.
So is this was the pink like this green?
The sound was completely unrelated as far as I can tell. We didn't have this the first time. This didn't happen with Pink.
What happened when the pink thunder happened?
Maybe some unusual wind inside? But this...
Afraid of that, they broke pink.
Did I get my story? Or do I just...
Oh, your story! Yes! You get the story of the duelist, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, this duelist, his father was murdered in front of him, and so he spent his life growing up and training to become everything he possibly could to become a master duelist. And then eventually he did find the man that killed his father. And yes, he sure did. Shut up! The first one was Jolene. You guys didn't notice that one. He found the man that killed his father, and he was able to kill him, and obviously it didn't bring his father back, but it brought him some peace. And then he became
Aw.
a pirate.
Nice.
Okay, so the green orb of everything.
Mm.
Must have it.
Turn it
How
off.
strong
Would-
is the gravitational pull?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hmm?
Are we like being dragged like 1 foot per turn or something? Or
You can feel a pull, but you are all, as right now, able to hold against it. You aren't, unless you want to move forward, you are able to stay in your place.
if any, I mean, if seriously object to this, I'm not trying to do anything drastic. I could send my little dragon over to the book to light it on fire. I know the book seems to not be the source of it, but it does seem to be related in some manner. It's a thought. I don't know, guys.
Is the roiling above the book, or is it just centered in the room, or where?
It's so like this room is pretty massive. It's like a 40-foot by 40-foot room. The book is in a corner all by itself, in a 20 by 20 foot space, just smack dab in the middle, and then like 6 feet towards the center of the room, and then a little bit back closer to the wall is where this is. So it's kind of a third of the way across the room, just a little bit into it. Just kind of like a.
I wanted. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Chandra gets out a canister and begins like putting post into the ground, and he's building a ritual circle because, and you hear him saying, "Have it, I want that," and he starts building a ritual circle to try and capture it.
Does he want the book? No, he doesn't want. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's related or anything, but if there's no objections, I'm gonna send my little dragon over to try to burn the book in the corner. You good with that? You're good with that? We're all good with that?
What can I do
Okay.
for you?
I have a mild objection to book burning in general.
I mean, yeah, but this one might be causing us to have our spines ripped out or sucked into something, and in the interest
very
of
powerful
preserving our
manual.
well-being.
What was that, Merchant? Sorry.
I'm pretty sure this will make these gentlemen enemies of us. So do it.
Okay. All right, it's settled then. Blueberry, little dragon, go forth and burn that book in the corner. Set it ablaze.
You've got it.
And so away Blueberry goes.
Whooshing through the air.
Okay, good. Strong enough to fly against the pull of the magic. And they get to the little book, and they land. Kind of give you a confused look, and then the book starts to burn.
Does that change our situation any?
It does not.
Okay. Well, at least we can rule that out now.
It's true.
Is anything getting sucked up into the roiling of the green?
There's some papers and stuff going through. Hello, by the way, LM Seiko. Welcome. We are finishing this up. Go ahead, go to sleep. I can send you pictures of the shaved head and the mohawk, and I can send you the VOD later. So no need to stay up. And arc. Okay, we're good. All right. So,
Yes, as the dragon's flying over the burning computer, Chandru has built a small platform and has attached a bottle to some sort of like multi-tiered, multi-lens device, and he's now aiming it at the green thing, and he's going to try to collect it because, you know, that's awesome.
fair.
If stuff is getting sucked up into this thing, that means there's something on the other side. Is anything coming out?
Nothing is coming out. However, you do see all the things that are getting pulled in seem to be staying in the center. They aren't like going anywhere. They're just piling in a mass in the middle.
Okay. Is there anything for me to grab onto against the pull of the gravity?
Sure, like there are benches and tables set up. You can get behind one of those and be fairly secure.
Okay. That's what I'll do.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, Silent, just to make sure, our specific goal is to stop the anomalies from happening because the King Fluffy Bunny
Lord Fluffy Buns.
Lord Fluffy Buns, thank you, owns the town and it's entering production in his town.
He does not. He's curious. He is a scholar of magic himself, and so he's curious what's causing it.
Okay, so he doesn't necessarily want it to stop, he just wants to know it's possible.
Right.
That being said, does Clearwater, are they also curious about it, or did they hire me specifically to put an end to it?
They
does my
would
goal
like an
slightly
end
differ
to
here?
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my goal does slightly differ here. Okay.
And for Philrain. Is that right? God, it's
Mhm.
getting late.
Yeah.
Your organization is more similar to Lord Fluffybun's plan in that they're curious about it and more to the point want to know if it can be used to benefit.
Sure.
Oops, sorry, just hit the mic. To benefit their stuff.
Okay.
Okay, in the interest of all that, then, I'm going to actually draw my blade, and I'm going to run up to Tom, I believe, the brown-robed wizard. Right?
Do you want the cleric or the wizard?
I'm gonna, I'm gonna say the wizard in this case.
Okay. So the one in the blue and the silver stars. Dr. Tom.
I don't know. They both say that the other's causing this. Whichever one is closest to me, then I suppose. And I'm not going to kill them or stab them. I'm just going to threaten them and say, whatever you're doing, stop this. Put an end to it now. And hold their blade, my blade up to them. You know.
The closest one to you physically is still the cleric because you guys were
Okay.
standing right there talking with him, and he's still like leaned against the table, having an existential crisis, incapacitated.
That's the one I'm going to harass with a katana.
Okay.
What is Dr. Tom doing? Is he trying to stop it, or is he gleefully okay with what's going on, or what?
He isn't trying to stop it. He does look panicked as well. And he's just kind of standing over closer to the door, and he's like, you know, occasionally he'll take a step back just in fear at this thing because he doesn't know how to stop it, and their previous solution to this has been just turning tail and running.
Okay. When the dragon flew over to the book, did it seem to be affected by the gravity? Because you said that he just looked at it, burned it, and was just like, oh, okay, cool.
It did look like the little dragon's flight pattern was affected by it. He was strong enough to be able to fight against it in his flight. He seemed more confused about burning the book itself.
Doesn't sound great when you put it that way, but
he does.
No, that's actually why I didn't shoot an arrow on fire. I thought of that too, but both the arrow gets sucked in, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we need dragon power on this. So
He does return to you.
okay, I just wanted to rule out that the book wasn't the cause of what's going on. It's not that I'm like pro book burning. Everyone looks skeptical.
Is this cookies?
Is that the little dragon asking if
Yeah.
it's cookies?
Is this cookies?
I have my right hand on the blade, and I maybe nonchalantly reach into my pouch and hand him a little treat.
And he eats it happily.
Good boy.
What is
Make
this?
him a little scritch on the chin.
Is this green cookies?
Did you say green cookies?
Is this green? Is it cookies?
Did he already eat the thing I handed him?
Yes.
I look in my pouch to see what is in there. I look down. Are there little treats, or have they changed?
No,
To
they're
something else.
they're same thing, and he ate the snack that you gave him. No problem.
He just wants another one.
He seems
No,
confused.
He's talking about the portal thing. The portal is green.
Yeah, he's asking if the green portal is cookies.
No, not cookies.
Then why did I burn that cookie recipe book?
That was a recipe book for cookies?
Snickerdoodles and 100 other cookie recipes.
Oh. I thought it was maybe having to do with the large anomaly in the room sucking everything in towards it.
Oh,
My mistake.
Master of the Tool, can you go repair that book?
I feel really bad now.
I have to have it. I have to have it.
Double macadamia nut.
Ooh.
The book is fairly well singed. It would be possibly difficult to mend it without having all of the pieces.
I'm sure there's other publications.
he did look pretty generic.
If this all goes the right way, we could buy them another cookie book. I didn't mean to murder the cookie book.
Feel bad. Feel very
I feel awful.
Feel
I
bad for
feel
murdering
really
the cookie
bad. I
book.
mean, that's why you know you don't just go around burning books. This is like a PSA at this point.
cookie murder.
Cookie murderer.
Oh,
That's what I'll be known as, the burner of the cookies.
Cookie gate over here.
laboratory people. Laboratory people, you said that this happened again like the pink. So how did you stop the pink?
We didn't stop the pink. The pink didn't do this before.
What did it do?
Nothing. It just made the color and then was done.
The sphere.
Is there anybody else here?
No,
Besides-
it is just the 7 of you if you count Blueberry.
Um. Okay, so I want to.
Okay,
Um,
nobody throw the
declare.
wizard door, because I need this anomaly to keep going. I need to capture the green.
Okay, how do we capture it? What can we do to assist you in capturing this and stopping it?
Oh, I don't know how you can assist me. I'm working on it right now.
I can take
A,
it.
a net? We can make a net and tie the net to arrows, and we could shoot the net at it, surround it.
Oh, I can do that. But definitely don't send the wizard out the door so he's 500 miles away and therefore away from the other guy causing the anomaly. Don't separate them. I need this anomaly to continue.
I need it to end, one way or another. And I really don't want to spill blood here. These are nice people, strange but nice
Well,
people.
definitely
I'm not in the
definitely-
murder business.
don't send the wizard out the door, which he said would send him 500 miles away from here. Don't send him out the door, because I need them both to stay here, or the anomaly will end. I don't want it to end. I have to capture the green.
Have you captured anomalies such as this before?
Of course not. Who's seen anomalies like this before? It's amazing.
I have, says the wizard.
How did you capture it before?
I guess the current question is, how do you intend to capture this?
Losing people.
Oh, lost. Oh, okay.
That was weird. Am I still with you guys?
Yes, we can hear you. We can't see you, but we can still hear you.
Okay, let me find out what happened. There we go, I'm back.
Merchant, are you still with us? We lost your camera as well. As long as you can still hear us, though. Maybe not.
I can still hear you. Sorry, I was
Oh.
chewing.
Oh, that's okay.
He went to Australia. He'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all got affected by the anomaly.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a ritual caster, and I'm trying to prepare a ritual to try and capture the energies of this vortex. I don't think there's really rules for that per se, so I don't know how you want to.
Does anyone in this room know how to capture and contain such things? Can it be done? Is there any knowledge?
The-
Perhaps the cleric or the wizard?
Did you say you're doing Dimensional Door?
No, he's saying don't push the wizard out the door because that will send the wizard far away. And if the two of them are separated, then he won't be able to catch the anomaly.
Because the anomalies will end if the two of them are separated. So definitely don't do that, because that would end the anomalies. I'm in the middle of something.
That is my goal, and if we can't find a better option, I may have to manhandle one of them out the door to put an end to the anomaly. I'm sorry. That being said, I'm open to a solution here if we can contain this thing and stop it through, trapping
What
it in
I'm
something.
doing won't stop future anomalies at all. It's just, look at it. It's green. It's so green.
There is a certain beauty to it, yes.
Merchant, if you want to go
Oh, great.
ahead, Masarian, if you want to go ahead and give me an Arcana roll. Oh gosh, is time up? Yeah, time's up. I'm allowed to say that.
Oh, we've been free on rolling for a long time.
Yeah.
I've already rolled an 11, so plus 8 is 19.
Oh, very nice. Oh, all right. So you're 22. Yes, the 22. So you're 11 rather. You are building this circle, and through your knowledge and all of the containment that you've done throughout your studies and things related to alchemy and how it's safe to hold things, you begin putting this together, and it starts to glow a little bit, a similar green that you're seeing here as you see little tendrils of it coming from the anomaly into the vials and the casks that you've set up. And then suddenly it stops. Not the anomaly, just the drawing of the power. And all of your devices go inert and stop glowing, and don't seem to have the same power that they did before. And in fact, based on your frequent ritual casting, it has lost all of its magic at this moment.
This is just, it's horrible.
What happened?
I don't know. It was working perfectly, and now it's dead.
Hmm.
This is like no magic I've ever seen.
Okay. What do we do from here? Like,
I'm going to sheath my katana for one thing. I'm gonna put that away and take that out of the picture here.
Throw a rock in it.
Throw a rock? Just regular rock?
Normal, regular,
Sure.
like gear rock.
Rock flies in, starts swirling around with the other papers and loose things that it's already sucked up, and just kind of hangs out in the middle of this.
What's the opposite of green?
Depends on the spectrum.
It's pink. Pink is the opposite of green. Reds and pinks.
Yeah.
Hey, can you make that the pink thunderstorm again, Mr. Wizard?
I don't know how it happened the first time. I don't know how any of this is happening.
What?
You cut out a little.
Oh, I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how any of this is happening. He starts to weep a little, and he takes a step towards the door.
Go toward the green. You have to fix it.
I don't want to fix it. I don't know how to fix it.
Well, then stop doing magic forever. Those are your options.
But magic is what I do.
Clearly not well enough. Fix this or stop. You can't just leave garbage for everyone else. Stop trying to steal that man's wife. Husband's wife. The point is, you're a bad person. Fix it.
I don't know how to fix any of this. And he throws his hands up dramatically and starts running like Kermit towards the door.
Kermit.
And
Oh wow.
he steps out the door. You see a little
I'm
flash
going to
of
intervene.
light.
You can try to stop him.
You're gonna try to stop him? Okay,
Yes.
sure. Give me dexterity roll
All right.
to get to him.
has there been anybody else in this building besides us and you two that you know of?
Not a crit.
Oh, it's still really good though. You get to him. You're able to grab him. He's also stereotypically wizard, a little on the frail side, so you're able to catch him and restrain him fairly easily. And he just hangs there limply. No, it's only ever been us.
Have you seen anybody outside of the building?
No, most
Besides
people
him.
just stay away. Pink scared them, I think.
We could arrest these two and demolish the building.
No, we don't want to demolish the building. We want to investigate to make sure that we understand what's going on here, because we don't want to. These people have been elsewhere, and we need to understand how to fix it elsewhere, and if
Wait.
it happens again.
Oh, that actually is a good. Is it still occurring where they've been before, or did it stop when they left?
Wait, things get normal when they separate. That's what they said over and over again. They push him out the door.
And you shove him out the door. There's a
Yeah.
little spark. He's gone from sight, and the anomaly fades.
I think we still get paid.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Crisis averted.
Yeah.
The anomalies won't happen again as long as they don't start their work.
Is he outside of the door, or he's just gone?
He's gone. Whoa! When the heck did that happen? Sorry. Distracted. Bye. Donations.
Oh,
Aww. Cool Tapes and Lexa Cool Tapes. I'm not sure who Cool Tapes is. But thank you, Cool Tapes. And thank you, Lexa. And thank you, Jamalam. You guys are the best. This is bonkers. This is bonkers. I'm sorry. Distracted.
No, that's really cool. That's what this whole thing's for, right? I mean,
That's true. It is.
Over $50. You gotta eat some.
Oh, you're right. You're right. All right, none of them was a $50 donation, but there was a $100 donation, so I'll give it to you guys.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'll do it after we resolve this, if that's okay, because I might not be able
Yeah,
to talk,
totally.
like immediately. Hydrate. All right.
So it's normal again, and the cleric guy's still there?
Yep.
and the cleric guy's the guy that you made very, very sad, right?
Yes.
Yep. Incapacitated with depression.
The grief.
Yeah. Very depressed now. Rethinking his entire life. Maybe.
I
you're
tell
right.
him, you need to make sure that you never meet with your companion again. You two are disbanded. You stay as far away from each other as possible.
You have a magically toxic relationship.
You hurt everyone around you, whether you mean to or not.
I think
It has
you're right.
to stop.
You're right.
What's the point of eternal life if it's not a life worth living?
In his defense, it seems like it's a life worth living for him, just not for the villagers around.
But now that he knows what he's doing,
He gives you a really sad look, and then he's wearing like the robe that crosses in the middle, and he draws it back a little bit, and you see a small cluster of eyes on his chest.
How many
Do
of
those
them
all
did you-
work?
They do.
Is it fun?
So you've been losing your eyes and giving them to the villagers?
Oh. No, I've been gaining them. Oh, that's the wrong place. Sorry, I've been gaining
Alarming.
If you go out that door, does it send you to the same place over and over again, or does it send you to different places?
Usually different places. But you're right. I'll stop. And I won't work with them anymore. Thank you for everything that you've done.
You're welcome. Can I have your robe?
And he shrugs and he takes it off. He's wearing like a simple, effectively like a t-shirt and just some breeches underneath.
Okay, my character puts it on over his other fake robe. This smells like patchouli.
Yeah, it helps me sleep.
Well, goodbye.
I'll find you a new cookbook for cookies.
I guess I'll take the book if it's just a recipe book for cooking. I guess I'll just put it in my backpack.
It's broken.
It's pretty
It's just
pretty
been
heavily
burned.
singed with dragon fire.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
A little memento, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
that's it. Congratulations. You have solved the Pair of Docks paradox.
Well done. Well done, fellas. That was great.
Good, good.
I rolled a pretty good sleight of hand to pocket all of the notes to take back.
Yep.
So I must know more.
It's a pretty good sleight of hand. Anyone have any other sneaky rolls they want to talk about?
Use my rare item, which I don't know what it does.
I know. I don't think any of you really got to use your items though. So
I built my character for combat. I had crazy stuff like conjure volley of arrows, fire arrows. I was making a whole combat build here, and then it worked though. It was
it
totally
did.
fun.
Being a ranger helped, just in general.
Yeah, kind of. We still got really lost though.
So
I got
the
to
reason
use my story once. It's fine with me.
Oh, yeah.
the reason why Chandri's ritual casting didn't work is because one of the lines had been scrubbed out.
Huh.
That was another sneaky roll that happened. Oh man, good times. Good
Very.
times. All right,
Bar and celebrate with more ichor and wine.
please.
Right there
Okay.
with you, chap.
Water.
Boy, drink anything else.
My character tells you a really depressing story about a duelist and then hits one of you in the face for no reason.
I'll drink to that.
No,
What was in the book? The dragon obviously sees magic differently than we do. He called the cloud a cookie, and the book a recipe book. What was the book?
As far as you can
Yeah.
tell with the charred remains, it legitimately was a cookie recipe book.
Oh wow.
The dragon just made that association in his mind. Probably because I thought that the book was causing the anomaly, possibly, and so he made that connection. I liked unfortunately, as you can see, I'm living out of boxes right now. We literally just moved into this apartment this week, but I actually have a little blue dragon statue that we
Aw.
named him Blueberry, and I totally personified him with a voice. He speaks like this and gives wisdom to people. So it was really cute and funny to hear like that completely different take on the Blueberry I'm used to, where it's just this cute little squeaky dragon. Like that was fun.
There were two options when you mentioned the little dragon, and I was thinking, okay, it's going to be either really cute and squeaky, or he's going to speak like this. And I decided, no, my voice is already raw. I've been talking for
Yeah, the cute
15
made the
hours
right call.
straight, yeah.
the cute definitely worked.
Trying to figure out the building was really fun. I like that.
Yeah, right. And thinking like Howl's Moving Castle or something like.
Nope, completely stationary. Just weird perception. If you get an odd number on your perception check, you can see it.
And you see it in the wrong direction.
No,
and you,
it's
and
in
you
the
came
right
up with
direction.
that? Like, that was a homebrew idea you had?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing, actually.
The
So if they had advantage,
if they had advantage, I would have used the one with the higher number.
okay.
And for the way to get to the building was more yeah.
It was we just had to follow the signs. I feel like it was one of those things where you were playing against, like, the DM playing against the players always suspicious of things, you know, where you made it obvious but we overthought it and you just let that play out. That was really fun.
And when you turned the sign, I was like, that is amazing.
I was so frustrated the rope thing didn't work. I'm like, no, how could that possibly not, like, but it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Magical even.
Thank you. The getting there was loosely based on, like, things you find in Zelda, where you see someone pointing a sword, you follow where they're pointing with that sword, or like getting into or across the Gerudo Desert, where you need to
There's,
follow the ghost.
Devil May Cry 4 has this, like, puzzle where you have to run towards the light, but it's like there's 4 directions you can go, and as you do, it takes you to a new area that's exactly the same as the area you just left, but you have to stay consistent, and that's like yeah, I know what you mean, that kind of like perception thing. I know I'm not wording that very well.
Oh, you're fine.
So how much did we fundraise then through all this? Help us a kid.
From the beginning of it, okay, we started at, I mean, based on the times on this, we started at 8:30, and all 3 of these donations actually came in before that, and I just stupidly didn't notice them because I was wrapped up in, what was I doing? Oh, I owe a candy. What were we doing? Oh, Minecraft. Slayer, are you here? My poor tongue. This is gonna be terrible. Alright. No, you don't want it, Midna. I promise you do not want it. Okay. So. Not knowing was better. I don't want to do it. Okay. Oh, probably working. That makes sense. Alright, well, you're just in time, Linkster. I'm gonna eat a 3rd one.
I don't know if you all know what's going on here. They're very, very, very sour candies.
Very sour candy. And I do not want to
Oh yeah,
eat
you
it.
talked about that when I joined.
Yeah.
Might I suggest you switch over to cookies?
I would like to. Really.
But that wasn't the goal.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Oh my god. Like instant burning. I don't even taste it anymore. I feel it.
I had a lot of fun with all the different personalities here. Like, my guy was pretty serious about things and kind of had a different goal than you. The rest of you guys, it was just fun to see, like, you know, some of you guys are more investigative. There's some whimsical stuff in there. It was just fun to see all these different personalities kind of coming together. And
Yeah, it was
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yep. That's true. I like how different people approach the game.
This was a really good group.
I felt so bad, honestly, when I was like, are we gonna have to resort to violence? I don't want to kill these people. They're nice, but like, okay, here comes the sword. Sorry,
Yeah.
dude, I gotta threaten you. I'm like, I didn't want to be that guy, but. And this was like saying demolish the building. I'm like, you know what? I've already burned a book. I'm threatening someone. You know, at this point, you know.
I'm just glad I reclarified the mission, because my first understanding was that the lab was property of King. I can't.
But Bunny Butt or something.
Lord Fluffy Buns.
Fluffy
Lord
Bun.
Fluffy Buns. Thank you. I don't know why that name will not stick. It's an amazing name. I thought the lab was property of Lord Fluffy Buns, and I thought I was gonna have to go recollect all the lab property
Mmm.
from the villager.
That actually so it's funny that Clearwater was the company that hired me. I live in Florida. I actually work in Clearwater. I actually got married in Clearwater, so it was kind of like, oh, okay. I thought that was kind of a fun little coincidence there.
That's funny. Yeah, I thought it was gonna come to violence like towards the end there because like they're trying to get their information for their organization, and Zyron was trying to stop it, and I'm like, I gotta get stuff for me, and oh, here we go.
I know. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Where by the end there, it's like if I kill them, that'll put an end to it. That would fulfill the mission. But I'm like, do I really have to go about it that way? But like, if I can't find another solution, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
That's why I was trying to give you the answer on how to get it undone, because I understood how to end it. I very much, as my character, didn't want it to end, but I understood like this
We're
has to
separating
end,
them.
or the one shot doesn't go over.
Okay. So you as a player knew the key was separate them. It's simple. Kick one out the door. But like as a player, of course, you were telling us, no, don't separate them. And I was trying to humor everyone. I'm trying to, I was being a yes man, I guess. And I'm like, look, I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want to stop this thing, but we gotta, yeah, clever. Well played, sir.
That was fun.
Well, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Saturday
that
night.
screenshot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.